It's 12:30 in the afternoon here, and I am Liz Jones, Managing Director at P2P UK and your host of P2P UK Live. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and X. So don't forget to follow us. And on today's show, we are going to take a look at the stat of the week. We'll take a look at some hot jobs in the UK, Australia, and New Zealand. Are you effectively leading and collaborating with your team while working remotely? This week, we're going to be joined by Hannah Scanlan in London to discuss why it is vital for leaders to effectively collaborate and manage their teams while working remotely. And then we'll take a look at the social media poll results. But first, let's take a look at the stat of the week. Okay, this week we're taking a look at an article by Talent Partners International, where they're looking at the financial market, so employment availability and job seekers in 2023 in the city's financial services sector has declined, according to London's Employment Monitor. London's Financial Employment Report reveals a rocky road of contrasts. Global banks slashed more than 60,000 jobs in 2023. The labour market remains competitive with an increase of 55%. The average salary change for a financial professional moving from one organisation to another was 14%. So there, in 2024, it's looking like there are signs or hints of recovery in certain job sectors, including banking also, but last year was definitely impacted. And that is it for the start of the week. Okay, it is time to take a look at some hot jobs in the UK. In Dorset, southwest England, we are looking for a marketing manager. This role's paying £35,000 to £48,000. Your responsibilities will include developing and implementing comprehensive marketing strategies to achieve company objectives and targets, leading and mentoring a team of marketing professionals, fostering a culture of creativity, collaboration, and continuous improvement. We really want somebody who has proven experience in marketing for this role, with a focus on developing and executing integrated marketing campaigns. This role is being looked after by Hannah Scanlan, and you can contact Hannah at hannah.scanlan@people2people.co.uk. Her number also appears on the screen now. The next role we have is for a consultant solicitor being looked after by myself. This is paying £50,000 to £70,000. Responsibilities will be conducting legal research, analysis, handling a diverse range of cases within your practice area, and building and maintaining client relationships. If you want to contact me, you can reach me at liz.jones@people2people.co.uk, and my number also appears on the screen now. Okay, over to Auckland in New Zealand now. We are looking for a warehouse or pickpacker operative. It looks like a temporary position paying $24 per hour. Responsibilities will include loading and unloading incoming shipments of containers, trucks, and overseeing the management and distribution of stock, coupled with general warehouse tasks and duties around dispatching and receiving. This role's been looked after by Scott Bannister. You can contact Scott at scott@frogrecruitment.co.nz. His number appears on the screen now.
Kia ora. I'm Manish Ravikumar and I represent Frog Recruitment. I look after the property and sales specializations. Over the last year, I've been very lucky to have met with some very capable, very qualified and very interesting candidates within both specializations. But today we're here to talk about sales. I've observed some things within the market. So if you're an aspiring salesperson, if you're an accomplished business development or an account manager, this is all going to be very relevant for you if you are looking to take that next step, especially within this market. With the top end of the market, so I'm talking head of sales, national sales, or regional sales manager, for all of these top positions within sales at the market, there seems to be not a lot of activity. But this is just my observation. You might have a different experience. But within these sort of positions, there is not a lot of activity in the market, as in not a lot of companies are essentially looking for these positions. But what is always in demand and what will always be in demand is if you are a very skilled business development manager. I do understand that account management and business development go hand in hand with most positions, but if you are someone who can actively hunt and chase new business relentlessly, hit your targets and hopefully exceed them, and just have the drive and passion to just never stop filling your pipeline, you will still get hired very easily. You will still be able to walk into an amazing organization and perform at a very high level if you possess this attribute. I am currently working on a few business development positions myself with one of our key clients. They are within the education and training space. They are looking for business development managers at multiple levels of seniority to come in and make a difference. So you're someone who's able to pick up the phone and call people until you get a meeting, or you are very adept at giving presentations. You've got a natural charm that comes with you, so you can walk into boardrooms and make sales very comfortably. If you have these attributes and if you're a known chaser and hunter when it comes to sales and acquisitions and partnerships, please do get in touch with me on the information below. I hope your job search is going well. If you are a talented and passionate salesperson who is looking to get a move on in their career, who's looking to go to that next level, please get in touch with me. Cheers.
Thank you, Manish. And we are now joined by Hannah Scanlan, who is from our London, UK office. And Hannah, you're going to talk to us today about some tips for effective leadership and collaboration to manage remote teams. And you're working remotely today yourself?
I am remotely today. So it's very fitting that I'm talking about this. So as you know, Liz, since COVID, remote working has really taken off. It was always something that was there, but I think most employers have really embraced that. And I don't think it's going to go back. I think there will be some form of remote working for most employers on offer. So for that reason, it's really important that leaders adapt their management strategies to ensure that optimal team performance is still at the height that it was when we were working in the office.
Yeah, absolutely. And what advice could you give to leaders and businesses to effectively manage remote teams and I guess keep them feeling part of the team when they are working remotely?
Sure. Yeah. So I've got three, what I would say, top tips that I'm going to go through. The first one is to foster those really clear communication channels. So establishing those communication channels is really paramount for remote teams' success. There are so many tools that you can use for this. So video conferencing, instant messaging platforms, project management tools, all of those will help facilitate that really seamless communication. And as managers, you can also encourage regular check-ins and team meetings to keep everyone aligned on those goals and how the progress is going. Additionally, that's also, of course, going to help team members feel more comfortable in expressing their thoughts and concerns as well. So secondly, I would say this is a big one for some people to shift, but it's to prioritize trust and accountability. So trust really is the foundation of a successful remote team. The team has to feel empowered and they have to feel like they have autonomy and ownership over their own work. So as a manager, it's important to set clear expectations and goals and trust your team to deliver those results. So fostering that kind of culture of accountability where team members take responsibility for their own actions and deadlines is really, really going to help make sure that your team is remotely successful as it would be in the office. And finally, what you were saying a moment ago, Liz, about making sure that people feel part of something still, it's really important to invest in that team building and social interaction elements. Remote working can feel isolating and it's not for everyone. So it's really important that you still prioritize that team building element. And you can do that by however necessary, however you think would be best for the business. But some ideas might be some online games, team virtual coffee breaks, or collaborative projects, which means you can still have that FaceTime. And when you're in the office, you're speaking to people, you can turn to the desk and chat and speak over the desk and have a conversation with someone. Sometimes just a quick check-in with no real kind of purpose to the meeting. Just those people can have a chat and still build that relationship as a team member is still really important. And of course, it boosts morale, which is always going to help you create a successful team. So I think by implementing those 3 basic tips, leaders can really effectively kind of navigate the challenges of remote working and foster that culture of collaboration, communication, as well as still having that productivity where it needs to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one thing that you've hit on the head there is making people feel included. Remote working doesn't mean that you don't speak to each other for the whole day. I know that we have our Monday morning meetings, our coffees, and we do foster a remote working environment. So we make sure that even on a Friday where you would typically be catching up for an end of week meeting, we might hop on for a wine together as well. So I think those little things, it doesn't necessarily have to be a business element either, but those little checkpoints and making sure you're touching base with people and catching up with them on a social level when you can't do it in person is really important. And if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, Hannah, to get some advice or to discuss their team, or if they're growing or remote working, how can they reach you?
Absolutely. So you can get me on LinkedIn. You can contact me at hannah@people2people.co.uk. I'm always happy to help, even just advise on how remote working. If you have any issues or tips that you want to iron out, please do get in touch. I'd be happy to help.
Thank you. Thanks for joining. And I will probably be seeing you later this afternoon.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. So I think it's now time to take a look at the social media poll results. Okay, so last week we had, in your performance review at the end of 2023, did you receive a pay increase? No, I did not, surprisingly, 59.9%. I know this would be a big topic here in the UK with the cost of living and everywhere, really. We're hearing it, cost of living is increasing everywhere. For this week, if you'd like to get involved, have you encountered any difficulties in collaborating with colleagues while working remotely? I'm very interested to hear about this one, and also some ideas that you might have yourself to collaborate with your teammates when you are working remotely. That is it for P2P Live this week. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next Friday at 12:30.